Since the fire at Grenfell Tower, ITV News London has reported extensively on the fight to make all homes fire safe. Almost 4 years after the tragedy, which killed 72 people, tonight we hear from one woman who's on the verge of bankruptcy because she can't sell her home. Well, it comes as a group of rebel Tory MPs urge the government to protect people like her from having to pay for other people's mistakes. Rags Martell has a story.
Surrounded by cladding on a top floor. With her 3 children, it's a home that's potentially unsafe, and one deeper is trapped in.
It's a 2-bedroom flat that we're very quickly outgrowing now with 3 children sharing a bedroom. We want to sell and move on, find somewhere bigger and also cheaper because we can't afford to live in London any longer.
But her home is now effectively worthless as she can't prove her home is safe, and the life savings she put into the property are now worth nothing.
We are claiming universal credit. We are reliant on food banks and vouchers to feed us. So anything else on top of this is going to ruin me. I may have to declare myself bankrupt, but I don't want to do that.
Deepa lives in one of the thousands of homes checked for fire safety after Grenfell. The so-called cladding scandal, a product of poor building regulations, but it's leaseholders that are picking up the bills. For residents trapped in the building safety scandal, it comes down to this. They don't want to pay for something they didn't create and are not responsible for. At Westminster, a small group of rebel Tory MPs are trying to make the government provide the funds to make all homes safe now.
We never asked for the taxpayer to bail people out. We just want the taxpayer to provide a safety net for leaseholders. We want to be in a position whereby the government provides the cash flow up front, and then the government can then levy those who've been responsible within the industry over the next 10 years to recoup those funds.
But this was dismissed by the government, who said enough money was already available.
That's why the government has recently announced that we'll be providing an additional £3.5 billion to fund the removal and replacement of unsafe cladding targeted at the highest risk buildings.
The government says it's doing lots to help this crisis. Do you think they're doing enough?
Not at all. I have worked very hard to become a chartered accountant. I put 15 years into this career, and if I lose it because the government's let us down, I lose everything.
As time passes since the tragedy, the fire safety crisis continues. Rags Martell, ITV News.